Hi guys, in this video I'll be discussing how you can integrate box shadow as well as filter feature which is available in the latest React Native version 76.0. So in the previous video I discussed in depth about how you can enable new architecture in both Android and iOS, and then of all the latest features like the H2H for Android, and then boot splash, and like how you can find if a particular library is New York enabled or not. So do check that out so that you will understand more about this particular video. So now let's get right into the code. If you go to their documentation or like their new library, like docs, you can see that they have a new section called box shadow and filter type. So it is only available in the new architecture of in 76 version. So we will first discuss the box shadow and we will move to the filter. Okay. So first let's just test the box shadow. Actually, the box shadow is exactly similar to CSS box shadow, right? So if we go to this refine.dev blog, okay, and then if I scroll down, you can see CSS box shadow 25 examples, and then if I scroll down, you can see they have provided an in-depth guide on how we can achieve it. So horizontal offset, the like we can have five different types of values here, and then we can use it to our advantage to make our UI stand out. Right. So this was not available in React Native before. Beforehand, what we had was we had this particular shadow props. This was not working at all in Android, as said by them. Right, like it does not work in Android. Okay. So like you can see the previous shadow function does not work in Android. It does it like the versions that I had in my previous apps. No, they like the if it had box shadows, right, it would have looked extremely good. But now they have it so that I would make my apps really good, like stand out, right? So let's go back here, and then this would be the box shadow pattern that we use in CSS. Now, if I scroll down, what I'm going to do is let's get into the docs and then copy their own example. What I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to go to the code, and then I'm going to scroll here. Okay, I already have this, but let's use box shadow, and then let's use this. Okay, I'm going to remove this. If I do that, if I go and see, you can see my particular container or view already has a like box shadow. So now I'm going to change the blur radius to 4. Okay, so if I do that, you can see it looks in a different way. I'm going to change this to 1, or let's take 3. If I do 3, you can see it looks in a different way. Okay, so that's how you can integrate box shadow. But the video would end here, but let's discuss more on this. If I scroll down, and then if I scroll down further, you can see I like this is a very complex box shadow, right? But I will show you how you can do it as well. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to create another container view. I'm going to add this box shadow style is to box shadow is to this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let's do it this way. Okay, if we do this, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to change it like RN box shadow. Okay, this is a complex one. Let's check if it works. You can see it works. Okay, so but doesn't look good. So I'm going to add the same logic of box shadow and padding and margin here, so it looks good. If I go back, you can see it works very well. Okay, same if I go to Android, it works really well in Android as well. So this is an extremely nice achievement by the RN team. Okay, I am grateful for their support. So let's take we will go down, and then we'll find another example. Okay, this doesn't look good. Okay, you can go to this particular website and learn more about how the internal works. That's how we do it properly. And then in here, let's click on this 95 beautiful CSS examples. Here I like this one. Okay, okay, I like this one. I'm going to copy this. Go here. So I have a nice Buddha post here, like photo here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go here, use it as box shadow, and then use it here. Okay, let's do that. Do not have that semicolons there. It wouldn't work in even in uh, like in web as well. So I'm going to remove that. The box shadow should not be here. Remove that. Use it. Save. Let's go here and see it works. Okay, so this should also have padding and margin. So I'm going to go here, use this padding and margin here. So once that is done, let's go here. You can see it works. In Android, it works. Okay. So we should have say like what I would say like scroll view. So simply I'm going to use scroll view for this demo purposes. And if I do that, okay, it works. Right. Right. So that's how you can integrate box shadow inside your application. You can dive more into the intricate details, right? You can have this particular border. Okay, let's try it out. Okay, so I'm going to go here in this side. I also have my name here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the same logic of view, and then in here I'm going to go here and then use same style justif. Okay, I'm going to use padding 20, margin 20, and then box shadow should be 2, 2, 2, and 2. And then let's take, I will use blue. Okay. If I use blue, if I go back, you can see I have that. Okay. And then, yeah, so that's it. Like, these are all the things required for integrating box shadow in both Android and iOS. So it works really well. So you guys can try it out as well, and then you can integrate these in your applications to make them stand out. So the next one is the filter. So I use filter heavily in my React Native, sorry, in my Next.js applications. So I just show you the example in Tailwind, right? So Tailwind CSS filter. Okay. So if I do that, if I go here, okay, I don't like this style. Okay, so it's V2. Okay, so this is correct. Okay, I like dark theme. So in this one, if you go to grayscale or if you scroll down, if you go blur, contrast, grayscale, you will understand what a filter is. Okay. So I use Tailwind for all my landing pages. So if I go to my own application, which is this one, so this uses Tailwind. Okay. So if I tap on this, if I go here, if I search it, you can see, I think it uses Next.js. Okay. It's not showing here, but it uses Tailwind. Okay. So it's extremely useful. Why I'm showing this is to draw a parallel between whatever we are going to do with the web CSS. Same way we did with box shadow, because I work with both web and mobile. I know the difference, difference and the similarities between them. In here, let's go to the filter. What they are saying, filter adds graphical elements just like the Tailwind. This one, and then what they are saying, like box shadow, filter can take either a string which mimics CSS syntax or an array of JS objects which embed, for example, the string and the array would yield the same effect. Okay, so let's try it out, right? So what we can do, we already have a Buddha image here. So this is going to be extremely handy where before we had to use blur view. Okay, so we had to use blur view to blur elements, etc., which we ourselves use in our applications so that we can lock some particular sections in our app. But as you know, blur view reduces the performance of your application, but this doesn't. Okay, so we can use it properly, but there are some limitations as well. iOS filter supports only brightness and opacity, so they would definitely improve it in the future. So let's get into it. Now I'm going to go to this particular section. It already has a box shadow. I'm going to use what filter. Okay, I think. Okay, let's simply go here, use view, and inside this view I'm going to use what style, and then what filter. Okay, filter. So this, as they said, this can be an array as well as a string. What you can do, you can command click or control click if you're in Windows, or before it was in like Mac OS. Command click can go here. You can see read only array. It can, or it can be a string. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go here. So as they said, in iOS you only have brightness. Okay. If I go to this particular Next.js side, brightness. Okay, brightness is 50. So what the syntax is what? Okay, brightness. Okay, brightness of 0.25. So I'm going to go here. Use brightness of 0.4. Okay, let's use 4. If we do that, let's go back to the code. You can see the brightness has reduced. Same way, if we go to Android, the brightness has reduced. And what they are said, filter only supposed opacity. I like it should be improved, I think. Okay, let's take we do it for I think what we can do, we can do grayscale. Okay, grayscale. Let's go here. You, as they said, we can use it in space. Okay, can use it in space. So let's go here, grayscale of 0.3. If we do that, okay, let's reduce the brightness. Let's remove the brightness. I think grayscale. Okay, we will have to check about what. Actually, let's check what is grayscale. So we'll go here. Okay, in this it's okay. It's already in black and white. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's try opacity. Okay. So opacity. Okay. Let's take saturate. Okay, saturate of 50. Okay, saturate of 0.5. Okay, let's try this. Okay, it's not okay. Okay, I think only for now okay, it shows saturate of 0.5. Okay, let's try. Okay, so saturate of 0.5. Okay, let's reload the bundle. Okay, I'll show the speed of the bundle. Let's see, it's faster. Yeah, so like no, we can work more on this and they will change it. But the main thing is the brightness. Brightness is very important. So that like let's take if you want to have overlay text, right? So I'll just show you immediately here. In this one, I'm going to make this as what position. Position is to relative, and then I'm going to have a text here which is in what color is to white. I'm just going to now name it as Buddha. Okay, so I'm going to do this, but this won't work properly. So I'm going to use position is to absolute, and then bottom is to 20, right is to 20. Okay, right is to 20. If I do that, you can see, okay, I'll increase it to 50. Okay, if I do it 50, you can see it is at the left side. I'm going to add the nice font I always use for all my applications here. So I will use this. Let's do that. I increase this to what 40. And then I think I'm going to remove this padding. I don't like the padding here. Okay. Okay, you can see it is here, right? Now what I can do, I can go here, change this brightness to 0.5. Okay, so if I do that, this particular text is more visible and it's more in the Z index. Okay, so this is the power of these filters. So if I do it, not that much. Okay, let's just change the image. Okay, let's change the image. Let's go to Unsplash and then get some other image. Okay, let's get this one. Okay, let's copy the link address. Go here. Okay, comment this out. Use URI and then this. Okay, we just need to use comma. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, I think I didn't. Okay, sorry. I have to go here, copy this link. That is the URL link itself. So I'm going to go here, copy this link, paste it here. Okay, it's working, right? So now what I can do, this is not visible that much. Okay, it's not in my like the text is not that visible. So I'm going to use brightness of 0.5. Once that is done, you can see, right, that particular text is more visible and the user will be more like user will easily read the particular text which needs more attention here, right? Same way, let's try out the saturate and other one. So grayscale. Okay, let's copy this entirely. Go here, comment this out, filter of this. Okay, let's try it. Okay, as said, okay, I think we can see the visual. Okay, let's reduce it much more. Okay, okay, you can see, right, it works properly in Android, but as they said in the docs, it doesn't work in iOS, but it works in Android. Okay, so it's extremely nice, but I thought it would work in iOS because iOS has more APIs, but there should be some limitations which they should fix in the upcoming builds. Okay, so that's it, right? Like this is how you can use the existing box shadow to improve your particular applications, look and feel with the help of CSS box shadow, as well as you can use the filter for your own advantage to what do you say, like the example that I shown here, where you want to emphasize more on the text than the image, or if you want to have more contrast between your images versus the text. But this is just one example. There are many more examples which you can use to improve your particular application, just like how I did here. So that's it for this particular video. The latest React Native version 676.0 is extremely good. You should definitely try it. If you want me to make more videos like this, do let me know in the comments.